Hello students, today I am going to show you an experiment on rate of reaction where I will be using sodium thiosulfate and hydrochloric acid, and we are going to estimate the rate of reaction, how fast the reaction will take place. What actually will happen is when we react sodium thiosulfate with hydrochloric acid, we will get sulfur as a precipitate which will form a cloudy yellow precipitate, and the cross over here won't be seen from the top. It will become cloudy and we won't be able to see the cross at all. What actually happens is as soon as I add sodium thiosulfate and I add hydrochloric acid, reaction starts taking place. As a result, we have sulfur, we have sulfur dioxide, we have sodium chloride and water. So sulfur is the main constituent which forms a precipitate, and it will actually it will form a precipitate which is yellow and cloudy, and therefore it will become cloudy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use different concentration of we can say different volume of water. First I will take 50 centimeter cube of thiosulfate. The next term I'm going to do is I'm going to take 40 centimeter cube of thiosulfate and I'm going to mix 10 centimeter cube of water. Third one, I will take 30 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and mix 20 centimeter cube of water. Fourth one, 20 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate, and I'm going to add 30 centimeter cube of water. And the last one, I'm just only going to use 10 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate, and I'm going to add 40 centimeter cube of water. Now, in the first one, let's see what happens, and then I will explain to you. So we can just clean the bottom so we'll be able to see the top. We can use a clean filter paper, and then what I do is this is the measuring cylinder. I will take 50 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2O3. Yeah, so you can see it's just exactly 50. In the first conical flask, and now what I am going to do is I am going to add 2 molar 25 centimeter of hydrochloric acid. Yeah, you can see that it's exactly 25 centimeter cube. Now I have to be very sure that after giving it a swirl, I just mix this up and just start this and give it a swirl. Now the stopwatch, the timer is working, and let us see when I will no longer be able to see the cross. That will happen when enough of sulfur will be produced, which will form a cloudy precipitate. I can still see the cross, I'm sure. Now I can still see the cross. There, the cross goes away and I stop. So the time, you can check the time. Yeah, so I will put the time here. I'll use the next one. Now this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 40 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate. Yeah, exactly 40 centimeter cube of thiosulfate I put in the second conical flask, and this time I'm going to add distilled water, about 10 centimeter cube of distilled water. That means the concentration of the second thiosulfate will be less. So now I have 40 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate with 10 centimeter cube of distilled water. Now let's get ready with the 25 centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid. So now I'm going to put 25 centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid. The constant variable is the volume of hydrochloric acid. So there we are, and the timer is there. I'll just mix it and I'll give it a swirl, and the timer is switched on. Now we can keep on seeing the cross. As soon as the cross disappears, I'll switch off the timer and I will be able to measure the exact timing when sulfur dioxide, not sulfur dioxide only, but sulfur makes it cloudy and I'm not able to see the cross. Now it started. Now I can still, yes, now I am not able to see the cross. So you can see that here I take sodium thiosulfate and this time it is 20 only. So I can just measure it. Yeah, so it is 20 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate. Now to make it 50 centimeter cube, I'm going to add distilled water to it. This time distilled water will be 30 centimeter cube. So I have to take the bigger beaker. So this is 30 centimeter cube of water, distilled water. Now I have to be very careful. Now I'll be ready with hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is a constant variable. So that will always be 25 centimeter cube. I can take it. You have to see carefully that there is no error. So this is again 25 centimeter cube of hydrochloric acid, and I'll pour this in and I give it a swirl, and then I start the timer. Timer is on. So it will take more longer time because it's more diluted, less solute, less concentration. Therefore, the collision will be particles, less solute, so less particles, less collision. And therefore, the rate will be much slower. So, already past the previous 100, almost disappearing, almost. I can still, there we are. And there we are. You can also see the color. This is the deepest, slightly lighter, and this is the lightest. So you can also see as the concentration decreases, the color of sulfur formed also becomes less. So the fifth one will take much longer. It will take 2 minutes. Let's do the fifth one. Now I have done on, so let's do the fifth one. So this time I'm going to take 10 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and 40 centimeter cube of water. So let's do this faster, and then we'll know exactly. So only 10 centimeter. Let's take 10 centimeter. Let's do it a little faster. $10 centimeters of sodium thiosulfate. Yeah. So there we are, only 10 centimeter. Now distilled water will be how much? 40 centimeter cube. So let's take 40 centimeter cube. Yeah, this is 40 centimeter cube. and sodium thiosulfate. Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid as before is 25 centimeter cube. So let's take that. Yeah, this is 25 centimeter cube. Now I have to switch on. I just mixed it and give it a swirl. Now I'm sure this is going to take more than 2 minutes, more than 165 seconds. So you can still see it very clear. You can now we'll pass 1 minute. We are over 1 minute. So we are going to the second minute now. So as in this, the particles are the least. So least collision, and therefore the rate of reaction will be the slowest. Collision between itself and the reactants. What is the other reactant? Hydrochloric acid. So there will be a collision between the particles of sodium thiosulfate and hydrochloric. Now let's see when it changes. Let's see how many seconds it will take. Now we're almost there. Okay, now we can stop. Okay, so we'll do the calculation later. I'll show you the calculation. Thank you. Calculation for the rate of reaction of sodium thiosulfate and hydrochloric acid. So we have already seen the experiment of thiosulfate and sodium thiosulfate and hydrochloric acid. Now let's calculate and find out how the graph will look like. So in the first reaction, when we used 50 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and diluted with 0 centimeter cube of water, that is no water, and we had hydrochloric acid that was a constant variable, that is 25 centimeter cube. The reaction time was, for the first one, was 22.5 second. For the second beaker or conical flask, when we had 40 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and we diluted it with 10 centimeter cube of water, and then when we added HCl, we got a reaction time that was when sulfur formed a precipitate and the solution became cloudy at 27.3 second. The third one was 30 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and we diluted it with 20 centimeter cube of distilled water, and when we added hydrochloric acid, sulfur precipitate was formed and became cloudy at 35.1 second. Then the fourth conical flask, when we added 20 centimeter cube of sodium thiosulfate and 30 centimeter cube of water, distilled water, to make it 50 centimeter cube, when we added hydrochloric acid of 25 centimeter cube, we got a reaction time when the sulfur precipitate was formed and it became cloudy and we couldn't see the cross, no longer see the cross mark underneath the conical flask, was about 60 seconds. And at the end, when we had only 10 centimeter cube of sodium sulfate and we diluted it with 40 centimeter cube of water, distilled water, And when we added hydrochloric acid, this was the longest duration where the cross mark could not be seen, where because of sulfur forming a cloudy yellow precipitate, and that time was about 159.1 second. So that was the reaction time. Very easily we can see that as the concentration of water became more and more, or we can say as the dilution of the substance of the solution became more and more because of more water, the reaction time increased. That means the cross mark was seen very disappearing very late in case of very diluted solution. So this tells us that the more the concentration of sodium thiosulfate, the more particles is there, more collision is there, and the reaction time will be very short. Whereas when we make it dilute, because the concentration, because the particles are less, in case of the fifth one, we see that the reaction time becomes very, very long. So if we find out the reaction rate 1 over time second, we will get the first one as 0.0444. The second one will be 0.0367. The third one will be 0.0285. The fourth one is 0.0167, and the fifth one reaction time is 0.00629. Now if we make a graph, if you look at this, if you make a graph of sodium sulfate concentration, that is molarity, and then the reaction time, let's see how the graph will be formed. So if we can, when we go back, we'll see that the first one is about the concentration of sodium thiosulfate is 0.15. So we can start with 0.15, and that was about when we had about that means the reaction time was about 22.5. So let's mark that. So it will come to about here. Then the next one was about 27.3. The first one was 0.15. The second one was 0.12, and the reaction time was 27.3. So let's put it that way. The reaction time is 27.3. So let's put that there. So it will be about this is 10, 11, 12. So let's put it as here. Reaction time is just over here. Let's put it there. Then the third one is what we see is 35.1, and in fact that's the reaction time, and the molarity was 0.090. So it will come below, and let's go down to almost here. Yeah, then this was the third one, and the fourth one was, if you look at it, it was 0.060, and the reaction time was 60. So let's put that 0.060. So it come here, let's go up, and it was almost here. And the last one, that is, if you look at the last one, it is 0.030. That is the concentration, and the reaction time was 159.1. So let's put it there. It will come almost here, and the reaction time is 159.1, and the molarity is 0.030. So almost like this. Let's make an arrow here. comes almost here. So if we draw a graph, a curve, it will go like this, come down here, go here, and then come down here. So this is how the effect of concentration on the reaction time graph will look at.